This video is a little more detail on Practice Test 9, Section 4, Question 16. And the explanation I give in my full Practice Test 9, Section 4 video is complete, it's correct, but I realized I could give a little more detail on some of the simplification steps and crossing out and making things equivalent that may have been lost in the first video. So I'm just going to go a little bit slower through it in this one. So let's jump in. In the expression above, a is a constant. If the expression is equivalent to bx, which just means equivalent means equal to. Anytime they give you equivalent on the SAT, know that just means equal to. B times x, where b is a constant, what is the value of b? And the first step here is actually making these all, have x squared, x, or just constant terms, which means you have to multiply through this expression here. So the first thing they're testing you on, do you know your FOIL method? So that means multiply the first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last terms. And we'll go through that here in detail. So the first terms are 4x times ax. So you'll have 4ax squared. Outside terms are 4x times -1, which would be minus 4x. Inside terms would be 4 times ax, so plus 4ax. And the last terms is 4 times -1 will be -4. Once you have all that multiplied out, continue to have this minus x squared plus 4. And for now, we'll just leave that other side as equal to bx. Okay, so you have all these terms subtracted, added together. Group together your x squares, your x's, and your constants to make it easier on yourself to see. So we'll start by all the x squareds. So we have the 4ax squared will stay right at the front like it is now, and then minus x squared. So we're taking this term here and just moving it over. So there's all our x squareds, and we'll say plus, now just all the x's. So we have minus 4x plus 4ax. It's already grouped together for us. Minus 4x plus 4ax. And then just the constants. So we have plus -4 plus 4, right? -4 plus 4. And all that is still, for now, just equal to bx. Okay, so now in each of these parentheses that we just made, pull out the variables. So in this first one, it's pull out x squared. So you have all this multiplied by x squared. So that's 4a. And then this negative here is just -1. So 4a minus 1 x squared. And then we'll continue to say plus -4 plus 4a times x. And then in this one, we have -4 plus 4, which at this point we can see is just 0. So if you wanted to continue to carry that just to see it, you can put plus 0 there. Is still equal to bx. Okay, now what we need to recognize is we have an x squared on the left. We have an x squared term and we have an x term. And on the right, we clearly have an x term, right? What we don't have is an x squared term. And this is really the crux of this problem, is seeing that, well, we actually do, and we always can have an x squared term on that right-hand side. And I'll write that out here to show you what I mean. So we'll have the left-hand side basically the same as it is now. 4a minus 1 times x squared plus -4 plus 4a x, I'm going to get rid of that plus 0 because we know it's 0 now, is equal to, so you can write this out. Remember, anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So you can put at this point 0 times x squared plus bx, right? These two things are equal, right? Just adding a 0 times x squared does not change the expression at all because this is equal to 0. But it helps us right now because we now have things that we can set equivalent. So we can set this 4a minus 1 equal to this 0, right? Because that's what's being multiplied by the x squared. And we can set this negative 4 plus 4a equal to b, right? It's what's being multiplied by x. Let's set that up here. We have the first one, 4a minus 1 is equal to 0. That's just what I showed right here. And then we have this one, negative 4 plus 4a is equal to b. Now our second equation has b is what we're looking for, where b is a constant. What is the value of b? Whereas the first equation only has a, so we can start by solving for a. So you can take this expression, add 1 to both sides, so you'll have 4a is equal to 1, and then divide both sides by 4. So you'll have a is equal to 1 over 4. So that's the intermediate solution. You can now use that a to plug back into your second equation. You're basically solving a system of equations here in this second half of the problem. So you have negative 4 plus 4, plug in that a that we just solved, 1 divided by 4 is equal to b. Then you'll have negative 4, 4 times 1/4 is just plus 1 is equal to b. Negative 4 plus 1 is equal to negative 3 is equal to b. And just to complete it, flip that around, b is equal to negative 3. Make sure that's what they were asking for in the problem. What is the value of b is what comes right before the question mark, so that is what they're looking for. B is equal to negative 3. Look for that in your answer, and it is answer choice B is negative 3. Solves the problem. Hope that helps. Good luck on your SAT.